Video games are constantly changing, and our lifestyles forced to change around them. As new consoles get released, old habits fade away and we must adapt to new traditions. Hop on the nostalgia train as we take a look at some habits we miss, habits we've happily changed, and some video game habits you completely forgot about. Before you watch, subscribe to TheGamer and don't forget to ring that bell to become a part of our notification squad where you'll be the first to know of new content. Now enjoy checking out 5 gaming habits we miss from our childhood, and 5 we definitely don't. Miss. Simple codes, extra lives, level selection, and a full view of the game's sound files were all available with the use of simple codes. These were the codes your friends whispered about and traded on sticky notes. Who didn't know the classic up, up, down, down, left, right, BA Konami code used with so many games? Even using add-ons like the Game Shark or Game Genie made code use easy thanks to built-in libraries and printed video game code manuals. Now, getting advantages in games requires mods, hacks, downloads, or paid DLC content. The simple code entry made things so much easier and created a ton of different ways to play. The effort it takes now doesn't seem worth it just to have a few extra lives or some extra weapons in your arsenal. Well, at least we can always count on the LEGO games for simple codes. Don't miss. Blowing into cartridges. We blew a lot of hot air as children, and that wasn't just from running our mouths on the playground. We're talking about the ultimate solution to video game cartridge malfunctions. Players would take a lot of time blowing into NES, Sega Genesis, or Super Nintendo cartridges in an effort to get a glitchy game to work again. Not only was the task tedious and random, but we all had to deal with that know-it-all who just had to tell us about how blowing into a cartridge works from a scientific standpoint. We did all of this ridiculous blowing into cartridges stuff only to find out that the actual process did nothing to help the game work in the end. It was a myth and one big lie. Our own spit probably caused more damage than we even realized. Miss. Arcade tokens. If you wanted to be a baller as a child, then you would roll up to your favorite arcade with pockets stuffed with tokens. Bonus points for anyone who filled a fanny pack with tokens back in the day. What? Fanny packs were cool! There was something special about the arcade token. The custom designs for places like Chuck E. Cheese, the feeling of watching the tokens shoot out of the change machine, the rush you got when you spotted a token on the ground and got to play one more game. At today's arcades, it's just not the same using a card loaded with points. You never know how much you're truly spending per game, and the sound of jingling tokens has been completely eliminated. Don't miss. Jammed arcade tokens and broken machines. Tokens and arcades in general had their problems. Nothing was worse than when one of your tokens would jam in the machine. You'd have to desperately hunt for a worker while keeping an eye out for any punks looking to unjam your precious coin. It was too much stress. Even worse was when one of your favorite arcade machines was broken or out of order. Computer users often deal with the blue screen of death, while gamers dealt with the black screen of death. Sometimes the actual arcade would be running on demo mode, while the token entry was blocked off with an out-of-order sign. The ultimate tease added a lot of frustration, but ultimately, an out-of-order machine allowed us to discover new games we may have never tried otherwise. Miss. Instant load times. Back in the day, things were more relaxed. We weren't always rushing around and dealing with the non-stop events of adult life. Our gaming world was also a lot better when it came to conserving time. Thanks to cartridge technology, the load times were nearly instant. We got to enjoy the main title screen and hop straight into a game within a matter of seconds. Today's games may have incredible 4K graphics, but the load times can be tedious. The game has to start up, we may have to download updates, who am I kidding, there's always an update, and the loading bar may seem like a never-ending cycle. How come the graphics and performance of a console can change, but load times only seem to increase? Time is precious, and our cartridges knew it, so it's time for the newer consoles to catch up on speed. Don't miss. Lack of updates. Even though cartridges had a lot of perks, one of the biggest pains was the lack of updates. If there's a glitch in our games now, the developer will patch the game and allow us to download the update and keep the game running smoothly. On consoles like the Nintendo 64 or PlayStation 1, you were stuck with the glitches. Developers had to deliver a more complete game at the time, but some games became unplayable because of their glitches and errors. The absence of DLC content also limited how much a game could be played. Imagine a couple of new worlds in Super Mario 3 or some roster updates in Madden NFL 98. Our classic games could have been made completely different if updates were made available. Instead, we were forced to wait for a sequel where we had to pay full price for the whole new game instead of minimal prices for some DLC content. Miss gaming magazines. There are a few gaming magazines still lingering around and available on newsstands, but the prime of real publications is long past. There was something special about receiving a Nintendo Power issue in the mail. We loved seeing previews for new games and flipping to the back for the latest codes and secrets. I'm not gonna lie, I still have a stack of old gaming magazines on my shelf at home. Some of the best memories came once disc-based consoles like the PlayStation and Xbox were released. We were able to purchase gaming magazines with demo discs included. Free games and a magazine? Yes, please! Not to mention special edition covers and video game posters packed into issues. Slowly, printed publications died off with the rise of the internet, but getting gaming news in your inbox just isn't the same as it used to be with magazines. Don't miss crappy graphics. The nostalgia of classic gaming graphics can be found in hits like Super Mario Bros. And Sonic the Hedgehog, but those were few and far between when considering graphics of the past. In places where Mario and Sonic thrived, games looked like pixelated messes. Many classic games featured bleak and plain worlds with terrible designs and nothing special to look at. Even consoles like Nintendo 64 and PlayStation 2 suffered from pretty bad graphics. Today's graphics are some of the best highlights of games. Gritty details, beautiful elements, and the introduction of 4K has completely changed the way we game. No more squinting to even get a sense of what is actually supposed to be appearing on the TV screen. Miss true offline gaming. It seems like every game you purchase these days requires some type of online component. Whether it's multiplayer maps, online leaderboards, or open worlds, online play has really taken over. There are exceptions to this, including games like the Batman Arkham series, but they feel too few and far between. Back in the day, gaming offered ways to chill out, relax, and go on quests of your own. Online gaming is great, but having a constant connection and paying for online services can become really tedious. On classic consoles, you didn't have to wait for rooms to fill up, deal with people quitting, or have the frustrations of lag. If you wanted a multiplayer experience, you could invite some of your friends over, order a pizza, and spend the night playing your favorite games. Thank you, GoldenEye. Don't miss wired controllers. There are some gaming upgrades we can't live without, like internal hard drives, HDMI connections, and digital content downloads. Right at the top of this list are wireless gaming controllers. Being tethered to the console was the worst. It limited seating and comfort while creating major problems if we suddenly got gamer's rage and yanked the controller away. Come on, we've all done it before. Wireless controllers really changed the way we play and are one of the best improvements to gaming. Sure, consoles like the PlayStation had third-party wireless options, but they didn't have the best performance and drained batteries like crazy. Today's controllers are sleek, have great range, and even work as a remote for digital content and streaming services. Well, there you have it. What do you miss the most about gaming? What are you glad isn't a thing anymore? Is there anything we missed? Let us know in the comment section below. Don't forget to like this video, share it, and subscribe to The Gamer so you can stay up to date with our awesome videos. Thanks for watching.